everyone, let's just jump right into the video. So first I'm going to be using this Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. It is a sensitive version. I'm using this as a primer to make my foundation last longer. So for foundation, I am mixing two different ones. I'm using this Milani Conceal and Perfect and then this Revlon Color Stay. So I'm just mixing the two foundations on the back of my hand and then dotting it all over my face. To blend it all in, I'm using this IT Cosmetics flat kabuki brush, and I like to use tapping motions instead of swiping motions because I do like to cover my freckles, and this makes sure that the foundation stays full coverage. To make sure my face is the same color as my neck, I like to bring a little bit more foundation and bring it down. For concealing and highlighting, I'm using this Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Light. I'm applying just a little bit of product on my under eyes in an upside down triangle shape. I also like to put a little bit on my chin, down the bridge of my nose, and on my forehead to highlight. To blend this all in, I'm just using the same brush that I used to blend in my foundation. I also like to bring a little bit of the product onto my eyelids just so that it can act as a primer for eyeshadow. Now we're going to skip to eyebrows. I am using this MAC Fluid Line Brow Cream Gel, and I'm also using the No. 7 Anastasia brush. I start with a little bit of product on my brush and I'm just underlining my brow. Then I start to blend that line upwards so that there isn't any harsh lines. Now I'm just outlining the top of my brow. I am just following my natural arch. Then I get a little bit more product and I start filling in the brow. Now I'm just doing the same thing as I did with the other brow. You want to make sure that you're not filling in the front of your brow just yet. So for the front of the brow, I take a little bit of product on the tip of my brush and then I start to flick it upwards. When I'm all done filling in my brow, I like to use this spoolie and go through it so that there isn't any harsh lines and everything is blended. Next, I'm carving out my brows with some concealer. I like to do this to make sure that they're nice and sharp and defined. To do this, I am using the same concealer that I used on my under eyes and a little concealer brush. Lastly, you want to set your brows with some brow gel. I am using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper in the shade medium to dark. Okay, so back to the face. I'm using this Coty Airspun Translucent Powder, my beauty blender, and I'm getting that wet with a little bit of Fix Plus. And this is called baking, so you want to get a large amount of that powder on your beauty blender and you want to pack that on to your under eyes. If you ever have problems with your concealer creasing throughout the day, you definitely want to do this. It will help set it and keep it locked in all day. I'm also setting all the areas that I put the concealer, so on my forehead, bridge of the nose, and on my chin. Now I'm taking this Wet n Wild powder brush and the product that's left in the cap, and I'm powdering that all over the rest of my face. I also like to set my eyelids with that same powder so that when we go in with eyeshadow later, it'll be easy to blend. Now I'm going to start bronzing up my face using the same Wet n Wild powder brush and my Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I'm putting that all over my cheeks, my forehead, on my jawline, and down my neck. And now for contour, I'm using this little brush that comes in my Hoola bronzer, and I am also using this NYX contour palette. I am going to be picking up this shade with the brush, and I'm placing it in the hollows of my cheeks. I just like to place a line and then start blending upwards. Now I'm taking a different brush and bringing that product up onto my temples and my forehead. And now I like to dust away any of that powder that was left from baking. Now I'm taking this Real Techniques crease brush and I'm taking that same contour shade and contouring my nose. After baking, your face tends to feel a little bit dry, so I'm setting my face with some MAC Fix Plus. And highlight, I'm taking this Becca Opal highlighter and a e.l.f. blush brush, and I'm placing that on the top of my cheekbones and around onto my temples. Now I'm using my finger to pick up a little bit more highlighter and put that down the bridge of my nose and on my Cupid's bow. For eyeshadow, I'm taking my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush and these two shades from the NYX Contour Palette, and I'm placing them into my crease. So I'm not being very precise with these shades, I'm just kind of messily putting them into my crease and then blending them out. Now I'm picking up this shade and also putting it into my crease just to make it a little bit warmer. For the lid, I'm taking this eyeshadow brush by e.l.f. and the darkest shade in the contour palette and just packing that on. You want to make sure that when you're putting this onto the lid, you want to stay away from the crease. Now taking this smaller blending brush from Real Techniques and the shades that we used in the crease before and start blending out that line into the crease. Here I'm just packing on a little bit more of that dark shade onto the lid. Now I'm going back to that larger crease brush and blending everything out. Going back to that e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, I'm taking a little bit of that darkest shade and running that on my lower lash line. Taking that small crease brush, I'm taking a little bit of the lighter shades and blending that dark shade out. Now I'm taking the lightest matte shade in that contour palette, and I also mixed it with the shimmery shade, and I'm placing that on my brow bone. Now to highlight my inner corners, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Baked Highlighter and this Urban Decay eyeshadow brush. I am going back to that Wet n Wild powder brush and just blending everything together. Picking up this lighter shade again, I'm using it to sharpen up underneath my contour. I'm also putting it on my chin, under eyes, and on my forehead to highlight just a little bit more. And for mascara, I'm taking this L'Oreal Telescopic and coating my top and bottom lashes. If you ever get mascara on your skin, you want to make sure it dries and then you can remove it. Here I'm applying a little bit of dark eyeshadow onto my one little freckle. So I like to kind of overline my lips just a little bit, and I am using this Ofra lip pencil in the shade Silk. If you want your lipstick to last a little bit longer throughout the day, go ahead and fill in with the pencil. Now I'm topping it off with a little bit of MAC Honey Love lipstick. So this is just a step that I like to do to make my lips look a little bit fuller. I am taking a little bit of that contour shade and shading under my bottom lip. Alright guys, we're all done. Please thumbs up this video and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see any other videos, just let me know. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching.